Hi, I'm Tlish and you're watching Coffee and Clix. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe and click on the link tree found in the description of this video for links to my media content. Enjoy, and don't forget, wake up and smell the Clix. Hi, I'm Tlish and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Welcome to another Team Build with Tlish video. Today we're going to be focusing on Juggernaut from House of X, from the Marvel Heroclix set House of X. This Juggernaut figure was created by Tylor Spees, the 2018 World Champion. And I'm really excited to build around this figure. Today we're going to be building a +4 mystical theme team using Juggernaut and some other really important figures. Let's get started and let's take a look. The first figure obviously is Juggernaut. Let's take a look at Juggernaut. Set number 61 from Marvel Heroclix House of X. I wanted to build around Juggernaut at 175 points. Really use a strong powerhouse figure as a centerpiece for my team, and I wanted to build a mystical team, so let's take a look at Juggernaut. He has 0 range with a single target. He's 175 points. He has the Brotherhood of Mutants team ability. At 175 points he has 13 speed with a special, 12 attack with super strength, 19 defense with impervious, and 5 damage with a special power as well. I mean, this guy's a real beast. Look at all his huge stats. He has improved movement, hindering, and blocking. And when he moves through blocking, he destroys it. He has a trait, Colossal Stamina, Mystical Helmet, Colossal Stamina, which does still apply if it's worded on the card. So you can still use his Colossal Stamina. It works the same way it used to, even with the new rules. And he also has, Juggernaut can reduce penetrating damage and has protected outwit. His speed power is charge. When Juggernaut uses it, you may choose to not have his speed. When you do, he can use moves through characters and can only move in a direct path. If Juggernaut used charge during your last turn, he can't become immobile. He also has a defense power. His defense power is on his very last click. It's a stop click, Satorax Chosen, stop, impervious, but succeeds on a 4 through 6, which makes him extra tough to KO. And then he has a damage power. Nothing stops the Juggernaut. Battle Fury. Opposing characters within 4 squares can't use stop, leadership, or perplex. If they already used perplex, the modifier temporarily does not apply. And the character design, as you can see here, it says character design for Heroclix by Tylor Spees, 2018 Heroclix World Champion. So that's really cool that he designed this figure because he was the world champion. He also, by the way, Tylor Spees also just recently won the 300-point modern at the Clix Cup in Florida. So that is Juggernaut. We're going to build around him on a mystical theme team. So what pairs well with this Juggernaut? We want someone to be able to like TK him around so that you can line him up, because when he uses his charge, it only moves in a direct path if you use it, if you choose not to half his speed. So you can really, you know, utilize that moves through character's charge that he can charge for 13 squares, but it has to be a direct path. So we need someone to TK him around so that you can line that attack up. So I chose someone that had another character that has TK. Also, we need leadership on this team. So let's look at Venom Doctor Strange. Venom Doctor Strange is a super rare. We're going to play him at 45 points. He is from the Spider-Man Venom Absolute Carnage set, set number 57. He's 45 points. He has the Mystics and Defenders team abilities, 7 range with a single target, 8 speed with running shot, 11 attack with telekinesis, 17 defense with super senses, and 3 damage with a special. His special is leadership and probability control. He also has traded plasticity and shape change. And when Venom Doctor Strange hits an opposing character, if no character has been placed this turn after resolutions, you may roll a d6. 3 to 6, choose a character from your sideline whose name includes Venom of equal or less points to place adjacent. This game, that character can't be carried, be replaced, or replace or be replaced, and returns to your sideline at the beginning of your next turn. So I think the best figure to bring in with the help from the Venomverse, so you know, if Venom Doctor Strange hits, he can possibly bring someone in from the Venomverse, and the best figure to bring in from the Venomverse is this figure here, because he's less. We're looking for someone that's less than 45 points. So we're going to look for Venom Groot, and this is going to be on our sideline. Venom Groot. He's 35 points. He has 7 speed with stealth, 11 attack with poison, 18 defense with toughness, 3 damage with a special. Plus he has a trait, plasticity and shape change. He has improved movement, elevated and hindering. And his special defense power is once during your opponent's turn for all characters with this trait. When an opposing character is placed within 4 squares of Venom Groot, choose one, modify that character's attack -2 this turn, or after resolutions, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. If that character occupies printed hindering terrain, choose both. Also, Venom Groot is tiny sized, and also he has another trait. When Venom Groot is KO'd, instead of putting him in your KO area, turn him to click number 1 and put him on this card. This game, when another friendly character uses call-in help from the Venomverse and succeeds, they may instead choose to place Venom Groot from this card. He's scored each time. Okay, and he also has to call in the help from the Venomverse trait himself. Now keep in mind this Venom Groot is on your sideline. It's not part of the main force. So far on the main force, we only have Juggernaut and Venom Doctor Strange. And Venom Doctor Strange does not have that call in help from the Venomverse trait. His trait actually is called Summon Help from the Venomverse. So it's slightly different. So that doesn't really synergize with that other trait that Venom Groot had. But Venom Doctor Strange can bring in Venom Groot as an extra attacker if he does summon help from the Venomverse. So that's really good to have as a kind of like an extra trick in your bag of tricks for this team, just in case Venom Doctor Strange hits. But really what Venom Doctor Strange is there for is for the TK and for the prob. And you know, he can be an additional attacker when he needs to, because he does have running shot. He does have some pretty good values with 11 attack and 3 damage. But really it's his leadership and his prob and his TK that make him ultra valuable. There you have Venom Doctor Strange. So far we have Juggernaut, Venom Doctor Strange. By the way, let me know in the comments below whether you pronounce his name Juggernaut or Juggernaut. I'd like to see how people respond to that, because I've never been sure how to pronounce it. Is it Juggernaut or is it Juggernaut? Okay, so Juggernaut, Venom, Doctor Strange. The next figure, you know, obviously we're going mystical here. So this is the third figure on our mystical team. We're going to go with Felix Faust from the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary set. He is a super rare, unique. He's set number 55, and he is super good. He's 30 points. Mystic's team ability, 8 range with a single target, 8 speed with a special, 10 attack with penetrating psychic blast, 17 defense with super senses, and 2 damage with a special. He has a trait, and this is a really important trait for him. A deal worthy of my namesake. When an opposing character within range would use Outwit, Probability Control, or Perplex, roll a d6. If you roll a 1, that character can use that power an additional time this turn. If you roll a 4 or 5, the use of that power has no effect. If you roll a 6, the use of that power has no effect, and after resolutions, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. Now keep in mind, if you roll the d6, you know, somebody uses prob, you roll a d6, and you roll a 1, now they can use prob a second time, but if they choose to use that prob a second time, you can roll again, and over and over, and so on and so on. So however many times they get extra uses of those support powers, you can roll for each one of them. Really good power to use. If you're an opponent, you're hoping to roll a 2 or a 3, or a 1, 2, or a 3. But if you don't, you know, you're punished for rolling a 4 or 5 or a 6. If the Felix Faust user rolls a 4, 5, or 6, then that can really hurt you. That can really hurt the opponent. So, you know, someone, and it's within range. You don't need line of fire for that. So, and don't forget, Felix Faust has an 8 range. So that's, you know, if someone tries to perplex their friendly figure and they're within 8 of Felix Faust, now they can that perplex possibly gets nullified, and they're also possibly taking 1 penetrating damage. So that can be really annoying for your opponent. Really good figure to have, Felix Faust. His other abilities, he has a speed ability. He has which says traveling the ley lines, stealth, free. Place Felix Faust in a square up to 4 squares away from his current square, so that, you know, you can just poof him 4 squares, and that also does not need line of fire. So it's like a uber sidestep, but you don't actually have to have line of fire. You're not actually, it's not actual movement. You're just placing him 4 squares away. That's crazy good. And then he has a damage power. You know, just when you thought, you know, Felix Faust was already really good at 30 points, his damage power gives him Outwit, Probability Control, and Enhancement. You're not going to really be using. You can use Enhancement in combination with Venom Doctor Strange, because Venom Doctor Strange has Running Shot on your team, but also the Outwit and the Probability Control. So far that gives you 2 probs and an Outwit on this team. You know, Mystical is always going to have great support powers when you're playing a Mystical theme team. So really great figure to add to your force, Felix Faust. He's one of the premier support figures with the Mystical keyword. So far we have Juggernaut, we have Venom Doctor Strange, and we have Felix Faust. Our fourth and final figure, because this is a +4 Mystical theme team, well, we have 40 points left, so I thought a really good addition for 40 points would be from the Fantastic Four set number 53B. He's a prime, or she's a prime. Ghost Rider, the Alejandro Jones version of Ghost Rider, super rare prime. For 40 points, she brings a lot to the table. She's got 3 range with a single target. She also has a Mystic's team ability. So 3 out of your 4 figures on this team have Mystics. She has Hypersonic with 8 speed, 11 attack with Precision Strike, 17 defense with Invulnerable, 3 damage with Prob, so that gives you 3 probs on the team. She also moves through Elevated and Hindering. She has Improved Movement, Elevated, and Hindering. You know, every character now has Improved Movement, Hindering because hindering does not impede movement anymore in the game. But that's okay because she also moves through elevated, which is very useful. She has a trait, Circle of 4. If Ghost Rider hasn't been moved or placed this turn, modify attack and damage +1. She has another trait, and this is like kind of a retaliation trait. It's Spirit of Vengeance. Power. If no other friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked a friendly character since your last turn. Place Ghost Rider such that she can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. So it gives you a little retell there. If they, try to hit one of your figures, you can kind of retell with, it's not a colossal, it's not officially colossal retaliation, but it's kind of a retell type mechanic. And on top of that, in her later clicks, she has poison and steel energy, and she also has a stop click. And when on her stop, she has invincible. So, she can be a tough little 40-point figure to try to KO, and she can be annoying and a good tie-up figure with prob. So with an extra prob, so that gives you 3 probs. And then, what are we going to do with Juggernaut? We have 10 points left. Actually, I said we had 40 points left. We actually had 50. That Ghost Rider takes up 40 points. So now we have 10 points left. And we need to put an equipment on Juggernaut to maximize his efficiency here and make him really brutal. So what can we put on Juggernaut that's 300 point modern legal? I'm gonna, previously what you normally would equip him with is the octopus arms, but those are not modern legal anymore. So we're gonna go with the Waldo arms from Spider-Man Venom Absolute Carnage. And the reason why these go good on Juggernaut is because, first of all, it gives Juggernaut Giant Reach 2. So that by itself is really good because Juggernaut can use that full move charge. He can use that full move charge 13 squares. And, it's kind of hard to line up an attack with a full move charge 13 squares with Juggernaut, because don't forget, when he does that full move charge, it has to be in a direct path. And so it would be kind of hard to hit your opponent if you're just going in a direct path, because it's hard to line up that attack. Your opponent has to be poorly positioned in order for you to get them. If you're going 13 squares in a direct path. But with Giant Reach 2, it makes it easier to line up your attack, because you can go 13 squares in a direct path and then hit someone that's maybe outside of your path by 2 squares, because you have that Giant Reach 2. It gives you extra reach and it gives you better angles. Also, don't forget that you have TK from Venom Doctor Strange, so that helps you as well. On top of that, Waldo Arms has an additional effect, which is really good. At the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6. This character has the listed effect until your next turn. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you modify attack and defense +1, which is great. If you roll a 3 or 4, you get in-cap as free. That's still pretty good. I mean, it's not the best one, but it's still pretty good. And if you happen to roll a 5 or a 6, you get free make a close attack. So that gives Juggernaut an extra attack. And don't forget, Juggernaut is rocking 5 damage here on his top click. So you have the possibility of either making him 13 attack, 6 and a 20 defense if you roll a 1 or a 2, or getting an extra attack and possibly dishing out 10 damage. Maybe even more if he's picking up a heavy object. Don't forget he has super strength, so you want to use those heavy objects to give him +2 damage. Or well, actually no, with the new rules it's only +1 damage. But that would make him you increase his damage. You want to increase his damage value as much as you possibly can. So there you go. Juggernaut with the Waldo arms makes him a very dangerous figure, a dangerous character. So I really wanted to play Juggernaut. I also really wanted to play Felix Faust, because Felix Faust, you know, just he's I feel like he's a must play on a mystical team right now. So there you have it. The entire mystical team is we have Juggernaut or Juggernaut. You let me know in the comments whether you say Juggernaut or Juggernaut. We have Venom, Doctor Strange. We have Felix Faust. We have Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider Prime from Fantastic Four. And then we have the Waldo arms. And that is the 300-point modern Mystical +4 theme team. Once again, you've been watching Team Build with Tlish on Coffee and Clix, the Coffee and Clix YouTube channel. If you don't already subscribe and you enjoy my content, please subscribe, like, comment, and you can find me on Facebook as well. And don't forget, everybody, wake up and smell the Clix.